Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Dude here, and today we're back with another video. This time we're going to be doing the Audi R8 GR3. Now this is one of those cars that you do see pretty often in lobbies. I'm going to recommend a couple setup adjustments just in case it is a little bit oversteery. A lot of people tend to find my tunes a little bit more oversteery than they would like, so recommending those setup adjustments might mitigate that. But otherwise, this is pretty much the fastest Audi R8 setup that money can buy. But in this case, I'm not charging you guys anything, thankfully. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this tune today. The Audi R8 honestly tends to be one of those cars where if you can get it right, it's extremely fast. But again, it's definitely due to oversteer amongst some other kind of weird feeling entities on entry. Can cause this car to be a little bit alienating to try to set up for a lot of people. But I feel like I've come up with a setup that has a lot of cornering potential at high speed, but also compromises a little bit for the sake of balance and ease of use. The car I can definitely compare this to the most is probably the Ferrari 458 Italia. Now, while it doesn't quite have the acceleration that the 458 Italia does, it has the same top speed, and it actually might have a little bit better handling in some of the lower speed corners. Also, before I show you guys the setup, if you do enjoy this video and or the setup, I really appreciate if you could leave a like and a comment and maybe perhaps subscribe. Subscribing to the channel really helps me out a lot, and actually turns out 79% of the people that watch my videos are currently not subscribed. So if we can make that ratio just a little bit better, again, I would greatly appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get into the setup. So here we are in the Audi R8 setup. We're in the long transmission version because that's where I'm going to be doing the reference lap with. But as you can see right here, with the suspension and the ride height, I recommend messing around with the front ride height. Again, if you find the car a little unstable, moving the front ride height up is definitely helpful. But I personally run it at 248, so if you want to try what I run first, that would be good. But again, if it's oversteery, do not hesitate to move that front ride height up. But as for the rest of the car, it's pretty self-explanatory with the max downforce and the transmission. Of course, if you want to make the transmission longer, if you have a longer straight, move the final gear to the left. And if you want to make it shorter, then move the final gear to the right. But yeah, that's the setup for this thing. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below again on this setup. I'm definitely a little bit skeptical that people are going to enjoy this one as much as some of the other ones, just because of the dynamics and how crazy this car can be to drive. Now, despite this thing being crazy to drive, I think dynamically it can be successful on basically any track. There's no one track where this car absolutely is the best car and it stands out like no other. There's also not a lot of tracks where it's total garbage. So I recommend trying it anywhere and just kind of pick and choose the tracks where you feel like you can control it the best. And again, do not hesitate to move that front ride height up to try to get a little more stability. You'll lose a little bit of your high-speed cornering potential by moving the ride height up in the front, but it will definitely help you on the balance side for sure. If you do actually happen to run 248 on the front ride height, the way I run it, in higher speed corners, you're not going to want to fully lift off the gas. I'll get into that in kind of the hot lap and how you want to take some of those corners. So speaking of that hot lap, we're actually going to be doing Tokyo South Outer Loop today, obviously in the dreaded death chicane at the end of the track. But yeah, I'm going to kind of get into how I do the lap and how you can achieve something similar with this car. So here we are in the Audi R8 LMS. Now this car is very polarizing to drive. But if you do get it right, like I said, it's extremely fast and extremely rewarding. So coming up to these S corners here, you want to not fully lift off the gas when you're going through some of them. Here we're going to get hard on the brake, turn into T1. So yeah, I'm just kind of lingering a little bit on the gas in some of these higher speed corners to keep the car nice and stable. That's something I highly recommend, especially if you do not move the ride height from when I had it originally. Get a little bit of a wall tap there on the exit, but honestly it didn't really affect the exit that bad if you look at the ghost there behind us. Hard on the brakes once again. Use a little bit of the wall to get it slowed down for the hairpin because I was a little bit nervous there, but yeah, getting traction out of this hairpin is essential to lead you down this long straight where you can gain or lose a lot of time if you do not get a good exit. But overall, the first sector was phenomenal, if I'm being honest with you. So coming up to the second sector checkpoint here, it's basically just this hairpin and the straightaway, but yeah, we have a good second sector as well. Glance back at our ghost, hard on the brakes again. Late apex, this can definitely be one of the harder corners to keep the car stable, but I was able to do it there. Right after the 50 mark, you want to slam on the brakes, get the car turned in, kind of abuse the sausage curb as much as possible, but that chicane can definitely kill you if you abuse it too much. This corner is easy flat, no problem whatsoever. Still a little bit ahead of our Ghost, and we are going to come to the line in sub 123. So we got a 122.967. Now, I can't stress enough, that is an extremely fast lap, and this Audi R8 is very capable of sending extremely good laps on a lot of different tracks. This one is no exception, of course, but again, I recommend this on a variety of different tracks. Try it out, see if you like it. Obviously, the V10 screams, and I love this car to death. I think it's an amazing car, and I really enjoy driving it as well. It's very lively, very fun. This car honestly personally brings out the best in my driving style. It's actually super fun and super rewarding to get a fast lap with it. I also love the way the V10 sounds. It's quite an animal, and I can't wait for you guys to try this one out. Once again, though, if you do have issues with oversteer, I'm going to say it for the 5th or 6th time, raise that front ride height just so that you have a little bit more stability and ease of use. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you do enjoy the video and or the setup, I would greatly appreciate it if you could leave a like, comment, and subscribe, of course. Being a small YouTuber, the YouTube algorithm is not always in my favor, so if you guys can help me out, I would greatly appreciate that. So yeah, the Audi R8 is now in the books, but so am I. I'm about to dip out for the night, guys, but I hope you guys have a great one. I'm out. Peace.